Of all the auto brands on the road today, only one has been named the best auto brand for 6 straight years. That brand is Mazda. Come shop and save on the award-winning lineup of new Mazdas right now at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, business owners. Phase 3. Woohoo! But do your customers know you're back? Well, that's where the Clarence Bug Show and Pelican Broadcasting can help. Right now, we've got great rates on advertising packages to help you get the word out. Shoot me an email at bugsclarence@gmail.com. Or better yet, call me up. I'd love to talk with you. 225-485-6839. Let's get together and make Phase 3 the best it can possibly be.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Here is hoping that all is well with you and yours in your COVID-19 universe since the last time we had the opportunity to spend some time with you. Well, today is day 2 of the Dog and Pony Show / second impeachment of Donald J. Trump. You know, as an American who understands full well how many of my fellow Americans are dealing with COVID-19, unemployment, business owners wondering whether or not they will be able to stay afloat, an education system that is failing our young people miserably. It's insulting to watch the individuals that we have elected to serve us waste time, energy, and effort on something as frivolous as this. Now, let me hasten to add, for the record, I understand that these are politicians and, you know, quite frankly, they do what they do. That is the nature of the beast. But you don't have to be the brightest bulb in the chandelier to figure out that this is not something high on the list of concerns for average Americans. If ever there was something out there that you could point to and say it is purely political, this would be it. This is a dysfunctional government playing politics at its finest, or at its worst, depending on what side of the ideological aisle you happen to reside on. We all know full well that this is not about preserving democracy. We all know full well this is not about the rule of law. This is pure, simple, unadulterated, partisan, petty politics. And quite frankly, at the end of the day, America deserves better. Now, I've been doing this a mighty long time, y'all. This summer will mark my 41st year. And for most of us in broadcasting, we specialize in certain areas. Politics, sports are my two. And I can't remember a time in history in this country where those we have elected to serve us have demonstrated such a massive disconnect with the needs of the American people. I can't remember a time where there has been such an obvious show of the mentality, we don't really care what y'all think, we don't really care what y'all need, we are going to pursue our political agenda. It is blatant, it's obvious for anyone that, I was gonna say, cares to open their eyes. You don't even have to open your eyes to see this one. You can purposely close your eyes and just listen, and you will see that this is purely politics. What's amazing to me is that those on the left are of the opinion that if we pursue this, if we manage to pull this off, then we can stop Donald Trump from ever running for office again. Possibly. But here's what you're missing. The sleeping giant has been awakened. The American public realizes, particularly on the right, conservatives, now understand full well what your agenda is. And all you will succeed in doing here is hardening the resolve of those on the right. You've heard me say, God knows how many times, the most dangerous entity on the planet is an American who's been backed into a corner. Americans will take and take and take and take, but when we reach, quote, that point, there's no going back. Democrats would do well to realize what has started, the awakening that has occurred with the advent of the then presidency of Donald Trump. There's no reversing that. I don't care how many impeachments you hold. I don't care how much censorship you engage in. I don't care how much demonization you engage in, no matter how many ugly names you call conservatives. The awakening has happened, and nothing you can do is going to stop that. All you will do is simply harden the resolve that's involved here. It's really obvious. Of course, now, when you live in the Washington, D.C. echo chamber, where all you do is talk to people that will tell you what they think you want to hear, then you get a distorted view of reality. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb. It's a sturdy one. I'm a light fellow, so it doesn't bother me that much. But I will tell you now, after this runs its course, when you look at the ratings as far as how many Americans are going to tune in and watch this, the numbers are not going to be anywhere near what the liberals are hoping. You know why? It's because Americans don't care about this crap. They see you for what you are. Americans are too concerned about getting our economy back open and rolling. Americans are too concerned about getting their kids back in school and getting a quality education. Americans are too concerned about the jobs that this administration is killing. Americans are too concerned with everyday life than to spend their limited time and their precious resources following what is an obvious witch hunt with no possible positive at the end of the road. Maybe if I look for the silver lining around all of this, maybe when all is said and done, the left will come to the realization that America has awakened to the foolishness, the insanity, and the crap that is constantly coming out of Washington, D.C. Now, you can't blame an old boy for trying, for hoping for the best, but these are Democrats that we're talking about here. This is the left that we're talking about here. And it's not as though they haven't had countless opportunities, countless glaring examples to show this to them. And yet, they continue down this road. It is so ironic to hear them now preach unity. And of course, the mainstream media has picked up the call for unity. But these are the same people that before the inauguration of Donald J. Trump even occurred, they were already launching a campaign to discredit not only the man, but his presidency. They were engaged in an agenda of dividing the country. But now, all of a sudden, oh, well, it's all about unity. And at some point, the insanity starts to feed on itself. Well, we need to hold an impeachment to throw a guy out of office that's no longer in office in order to bring the country together. What? Wait a minute. Let me get this right. We need to waste time, energy, and effort when our economy is collapsing, when our children are not getting an education, when opioid abuse is going through the roof, when crime is running rampant in major cities all across America. We need to spend time, energy, and effort to throw a guy out of office that's no longer in office. Really? At the end of the day, at some point, you keep hoping saner minds will prevail. Of course, now, if you are waiting for that, if you're waiting on that to happen, well, good luck with that, Hulse. Speaking of which, I don't know what this guy is thinking. United States Senator from the great state of Louisiana, Bill Cassidy, I have no clue what Bill Cassidy is thinking. I understand, you got another 6 years before you have to worry about your job again, re-election. But if I were considering running against Bill Cassidy, oh, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, I'm already writing all of this stuff down. I'm writing it all down. And at the end of the day, I know what I'm going to hear. Well, I listened to it and, I came to the decision that, this is what is in the best interest. But what about your constituents and what they want? Oh, wait, that's right. Elected officials long since abandoned doing anything that falls in line with what their constituents want. I don't know. I thought I knew Bill Cassidy fairly well, but maybe he's got a death wish for his job. I don't know. Only time will tell. Speaking of time, Marty, if that clock was right, it's time for our first break of today's show. We'll get this out of the way. Going to talk a little sports when we come back. Lighten it up a little bit as much as we can. as much as sports will allow us to. Worst ratings for 13 years of the Super Bowl. Mark Cuban deciding we don't need no national anthem for our NBA games. We'll talk about that next on the Clarence Buggs Show. Sit tight.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with the Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
Team Honda wants to thank you for once again making us Louisiana's #1 new car dealer by offering you never-before-seen savings. For the first time ever, get 0% financing up to 60 months on some of your favorite Honda models. Get thousands in savings right now at Team Honda on Segan Lane.
Balello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Balello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Buggs Show. You know, the bleed over in American society today, from sports to politics, that line has become increasingly blurred in recent memory. We all know, this is no earth-shaking revelation to anybody watching right now, that politics has invaded sports to the point where it's kind of hard to tell the difference between the two these days. In our COVID-19 environment, conventional wisdom would tell you, as bad as Americans need an escape these days from the troubles of the economy, the troubles of COVID, the troubles with race relations, the troubles with partisanship in politics, you would think when it comes to something like the Super Bowl, that would be something that Americans just couldn't wait to take part in. I mean, after all, we in this country for decades now have used sports, particularly professional sports, as an escape. Man, I'll be so glad I get home today. I don't have to worry about what happened in the office. Don't have to worry about what happened in Washington, D.C. Don't have to worry about all the lies the mainstream media is feeding us. We'll get, for at least for just a couple of hours, we'll get away from all of that crap, and we can enjoy something unfiltered, unfettered, and we don't have to deal with all this crap. Well, enter Super Bowl 55. The ratings are in, and it was a dismal failure. Lowest watched Super Bowl in 13 years. Now, conventional wisdom would say this should have been one of the highest watched Super Bowls. I mean, you've got a team with the opportunity to repeat as Super Bowl champ. You've got a young, charismatic, good-looking black quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. On the other hand, you've got a guy vying for solidification, if I could make up a word, for the title of greatest of all time in Tom Brady. I mean, there are so many human interest sidebars to Super Bowl 55 that you can't count them all. I mean, everybody wants to see how Tom Brady, perennial Super Bowl winner, is going to fare after leaving the New England Patriots and joining another team in another conference. And yet, the lowest watched Super Bowl in 13 years. The sports media now, obviously, making excuses for the poor showing for anybody who would listen. Well, you know, it was because of this, and because of that, and because of the other. Well, I would contend that the ratings are a direct result of average Americans being sick and tired of all the political crap that has invaded professional sports. We are all sick and tired of being force-fed. Oh, America's a racist country. We're all sick and tired of being force-fed the social justice agenda and theme. We're all sick and tired of the transgender LGBTQ LMNOP agenda being shoved down our throat. We're freaking sick and tired of it. And it's bad enough when you hear it incessantly from the announcers. It's bad enough when you see it painted on the field, stickers on uniforms, stickers on helmets. But now, in what is, at least what used to be, the most cherished event in all of American sports, now we're subjected to it in all the commercials that come along with it. What's the old saying that has been coined in recent memory? Get woke, go broke. Get woke, go broke. And the NFL, despite their ratings crashing week after week after week after week, now culminating in their biggest, most grandiose spectacle of the entire season, the Super Bowl, crashes even worse. You would think that individuals with just a modicum of sense would realize we are in the process of killing the goose that laid the golden egg. Conventional wisdom would say that, and conventional wisdom would be wrong, because they continue to double down over and over and over again. Now, what's even more amazing to me, the NFL is what it is. They do what they do. But you would think the NBA, Major League Baseball, the big three, you would think they would learn something from this. And if you were to think that, you're wrong. Mark Cuban, owner of the Dallas Mavericks, announcing yesterday that he decided before this season began, we're not playing the national anthem for our home games anymore. The Mavs played their first 10 regular home season games without fans. They had fans in attendance for the first time on Monday. And 1,500 vaccinated essential workers attended the games for free. Mark Cuban, for his part, has not elaborated as yet as to his decision not to play the national anthem, saying nothing other than nobody noticed. Well, nobody you have talked to noticed. Trust me, Americans have noticed. Now, it's no secret that Mark Cuban is far left. On your TV, that would be far right, but I'm opposite from what you see on TV. Ain't the first time, won't be the last time. But it's amazing to me that Mark Cuban, like the others on the far left, are the ones that are still preaching to us unity. We got to bring the country together. We need unity to move on. And you decide that a great way to bring the country together is to do away with the playing of the national anthem. Yeah, that's the ticket. That's the ticket. That'll work. I am, as you probably are well aware, a huge NASCAR fan. Have been for the longest. One day, maybe 20 years ago, I'm bored on a Sunday and I'm flipping through the channels looking for something to watch. And I happened across the big one at Daytona. Must have been 25 cars involved. I mean, cars are flipping everywhere. They're upside down. There's sparks. There's fire. There's all this stuff going on. And I'm saying to myself, oh my God, I just witnessed 10 people die on live national television. And every single one of them dropped the window net, got out of the car, waved to the crowd, went on about their business. That was it for me. I was hooked. That hook was set in me and it's never let go since. I'm saying to myself, good God, I got to find out more about this technology and about what they're doing, because I was sure I just saw all these people die. That opened the door for me. Then I started learning about the intricacies of the sport. And I've been a diehard ever since. Now, for those of you that don't know, NASCAR, unlike every other sport, has their Super Bowl as the very first race of the year, the Daytona 500. As big a NASCAR fan as I am, and have been for the better part of 20 years now, and listen, y'all, I get it, I understand. I am not their primary demographic. 62-year-old black guy is not at the top of the list for NASCAR about what they're concerned about, what I may think. But I'm going to tell you right now, on the heels of Super Bowl 55 and all that social justice, unity, everybody's a winner kind of crap, if NASCAR decides that they're going to follow in the steps of the NFL, if they're going to follow in the steps of Mark Cuban, I will cut them off too. The thing that endeared me to NASCAR, first and foremost, was the fact that before every race, they pray. And before every race, they play the national anthem and they show reverence while it's being played. And while I'm talking about this, the NFL course, they don't have the spine, but it would be nice if they were to put out a memorandum to players and support personnel. When the anthem is being played, show some reverence. We don't want to see you sitting there like, adjusting your shoulder pads and like you're just bored to absolute death. Like you're saying, I'll be so glad when they finish playing this old stupid song so that we can play the game. Show some reverence to those who have given their lives so that you can make 10 times what the average American makes who works hard every day, and they don't get the luxury of playing a freaking game. NASCAR, I am a diehard, but if you follow down the same road as the NFL and the NBA, you do realize that's what they make a remote control for, to get your sorry behind off my television. Just saying. Bottom of the hour break. Let me get her done. If you were hoping that Louisiana would move on out of this modified phase 2 for COVID, wrong answer. At least according to John Bell Edwards. That's up next when we continue the Clarence Bugg Show, here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Jaguar Nation, we need your help in masking up Louisiana.
Masking up us slow the spread of COVID-19.
During this time, we must continue to wear a mask, wash our hands, and practice social distancing.
It's important that we continue to abide by the CDC's guidelines to stop the spread.
Jaguar Nation, we challenge you to mask up.
Go Jags!
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Caught spiders? Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show. Coronavirus updates for you and yours. Governor John Bell Edwards had his coronavirus news briefing yesterday, and some highlights, if you will, from that. More people, according to the governor, have now been vaccinated against COVID-19 in Louisiana, having received at least 1 dose of the 2-dose vaccine. Pennington Biomedical Research Center here in Baton Rouge will administer 7,000 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine each week once enough of the supply is available. And the news that if you've been keeping up with the numbers so far, Louisiana will remain in modified phase 2 for 21 additional days until March 2nd. The governor saying, quote, "While we still have a long way to go to put this pandemic behind us, it's only going to happen once enough of us get the vaccine." It is amazing to me, for lack of a better word, as we have now watched more and more elected officials make a public display of them getting the vaccine, that they think this is going to lead to more and more people that are skeptical of the vaccine deciding to get it. Oh, well, I saw my mayor get a needle stuck in their arm. I don't know what was in it, but I saw him get a needle, so I guess that means it's okay for me to go and get it. Y'all got a long, long, long road to hoe if you think that is going to convince people. You would probably be better served, and I'll volunteer to be your tour guide. I will take you into predominantly black areas and let you talk with the populace and see firsthand if you making a public display of getting your shot is influencing people one way or another. Listen, you either want it or you don't. And some individual that just happens to be an elected official making a public display of getting the shot is not going to change people's minds. I'm sorry. It's just not. And you know, many people right now are saying to themselves, you know the good thing about this whole pandemic? Apparently, COVID-19 has cured the flu. You notice how nobody's getting the flu? You notice how every year, right about this time, we are absolutely inundated with public service announcements, with health care officials, all telling us to get the flu shot, get the flu shot. Oh, our numbers are here and the numbers are rising, and our state is so much further in numbers of cases than other places. All that stuff now has just magically, poof, disappeared. Huh. What's that all about? Had an interesting conversation yesterday with an individual that just happened to notice the same thing. And this person was of the opinion, I wonder how many of these new cases that we've seen in recent memory justifying the continued lockdown and remaining in phase 3.0987A, how many of these cases were actually flu to begin with? Just a little something to make you go, Speaking of coronavirus, have you seen where Dr. Stella Emanuel is now demanding an apology from the media and from Joe Biden for the treatment that she received when last year she said, look, y'all, there's an easy way to fix this pandemic. It's called hydroxychloroquine. Remember when then President Donald Trump came out and said, this is the route to go? Remember all the ugly names that he was called? Remember how all of the mainstream media piled on? Remember how the mainstream media called Dr. Stella Emanuel a kook, a quack, discredited her credentials, all of the above. Well, now we're going on close to 400 international studies that prove she was right. Now, you're not going to hear this on NBC, CBS, ABC, CNN LOL, MS LSD. You're not going to hear it from them. And some are saying, well, the reason they did this was twofold. Number one, their hatred for all things Donald Trump. Number two, the folks that did it, many of them were in the corner of Big Pharma. I mean, do you know how many billions of dollars have been made off developing a vaccine for something that Dr. Fauci now says we need to give to everybody on the planet? You know how much money stands to be made here? When in fact, now hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of studies all around the world have proven hydroxychloroquine was the way to go. Now, as horrific as it is that this woman had her name besmirched, had her credibility dragged through the mud, as horrific as it was that you allowed your hatred of one man, Donald J. Trump, to lead you to demonize him, to call anybody who wanted to find out more about the validity of hydroxychloroquine a conspiracy theorist, an idiot, a science denier. What's even more egregious than all of that is how many tens of thousands of lives of our fellow Americans could have been saved. This, in no uncertain terms, shows you these folk don't care about you. If they truly cared about you in the midst of a freaking pandemic, something that this woman with impeccable credentials, this woman who has dedicated her life to serving mankind, you would have taken an honest, objective look at what she was saying in an effort to save the lives of our fellow Americans. But because of your hatred, because of your petty vindictiveness, because of your mainstream media collusion with demonizing Donald Trump, you called this woman all sorts of ugly names. You questioned, besmirched her credibility. And now we find out through hundreds of international studies that she was right all along. So tens, if not hundreds of thousands of our fellow Americans are dead when we could have saved them by heeding the advice of someone, now in hindsight, eminently more qualified than Dr. Anthony Fauci. Had we taken her advice, the numbers would have been eminently lower than what they are now. But they care about you. Oh, now it's the science. We have to make our policy and make decisions based on the science. And if you don't go along with this crap they fed us all along, you're a science denier. So what about all these hundreds of studies now that prove she was right? Well, you see, what had happened was, yeah, right. Anything you tell me from this point on, I don't want to hear it, because your credibility is shot. This woman came forth and tried to save lives. And how did the left treat her? She is rightly now demanding an apology. And she called him out by name. CNN, LOL. NBC, CBS, ABC, she called him out by name. MSLSD, she is calling him out by name. Joe Biden, she called him out by name. I demand an apology. As a matter of fact, she is now talking about taking legal action to sue these idiots to restore her good name. All because of their hatred for one man. And yet, they'll tell you, well, we're concerned about you, and we don't want, we don't want bad science out there. To show you the validity of what I'm telling you, social media now has decided, well, if you want to talk about hydroxychloroquine, we'll allow you to do it, because they know it's true. But now that Trump is out, okay, all we got to do is tell these suckers, well, you see what had happened was, and they'll buy it. Hook, line, and sinker. And in the meantime, Big Pharma continuing to make billions and billions and billions of dollars for something that we could have headed off a long time ago. You see how they play you? You see what they really think about you? Final break of today's show. We'll get her done. We'll come back, we'll put that big old pretty bow on this puppy and wrap up today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show, here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Cantea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Cantea, your Italian dining will change forever.
We're making 2021 the year of savings, and it starts right now at Team Toyota. Come get a new 21 Corolla for just $189 a month, or get a 20 Camry for just $19,995. It's a year full of savings starting right now, right here at Team Toyota.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready. And health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Welcome back for the final segment of today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Y'all, please forgive me. Charge it to my head, not to my heart. I intended to do this yesterday, to do a big time shout out. And my time got away from me, and as a result, I was unable to do it. But I have got to take a moment to tip my hat to Dion Merrick. Most of you, the name does not ring a bell. He is as nondescript an individual as you will ever encounter. May not, for the rest of his life, do anything that causes you to know the name Dion Merrick. But this week, this brother stepped up and did something that I've got to acknowledge. Dion Merrick is a sanitation worker on a garbage truck. And as most of us did this week, we received Monday morning, Sunday night actually, an Amber Alert on our cell phones. And it was a level 2 endangered / missing child advisory for Jaleesa LaSalle of New Iberia. That darling 10-year-old girl was last seen getting into a gray 4-door car with a 33-year-old registered sex offender, Michael Serial. Well, Dion Merrick, like the rest of us, got that Amber Alert. And on Monday, he's out on his garbage truck doing his route and just happens to look up and see this car parked in a field. And it all clicked. This brother decided, I got to do something. I mean, I got the alert. I understand this child's life may be in danger. There could be something going on that will leave her scarred for the rest of her life, if not dead. So Dion Merrick took his garbage truck and blocked the car in so that it couldn't leave. And of course, ended up alerting authorities via cell phone. Think I got the guy y'all looking for. I got him blocked in. He ain't going anywhere. Sure enough, police show up. The suspect arrested for aggravated kidnapping, transferred to the custody of the New Iberia Police Department after being taken into custody by St. Martin Parish deputies. The 10-year-old, by the way, was found safe, although I don't have an update on her condition for you at this time. The mere fact that this average, everyday guy, just doing his job on a garbage truck, cared enough to, 1, pay attention, and number 2, when the opportunity presented itself, he could have done any number of things. But what he chose to do was to take action. Many people probably would have found any number of reasons not to, quote, get involved. But this guy took it upon himself to do what many of us as Americans used to pride ourselves in doing. He chose to do the right thing. And as a result, what could have been a horrible tragedy, what could have been yet another instance of a juvenile losing their life or being scarred for life, was averted. All because just a regular guy decided when the opportunity was there to do the right thing. Imagine, if you will, how much better off our world and our country would be if average, regular folks decided when the opportunity presents itself, I'm just going to do the right thing. I'm not going to look for an excuse not to get involved. I'm not going to point the finger of blame somewhere else. I'm not going to make an excuse. I'm going to step up and do the right thing. Understanding, hey, I may put myself in danger. I may subject myself to harm. But in the interest of doing the right thing, all of that gets put on the back burner. All I'm concerned with right now is saving this child's life by doing the right thing. You may not ever again in life hear the name Dion Merrick. God bless you, brother. God bless you, bro, for having the intestinal fortitude to do the right thing. Says a lot that you got to have intestinal fortitude these days to do the right thing. Thank God Dion Merrick has the right stuff. That being said, my time's up and I got to go. But this day, just like every other, I give it to you. America, we are not perfect. But for this old boy's money, it's still the best there is. And God knows there is no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. Speaking of the good Lord, you do realize by now that he loves you, right? And I hope you know that I do too. Really though, doesn't matter because there ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.